Morning and welcome to Whiskey Pig Fishing. I hadn't been on the water in about 6 weeks here. We're going to take you this morning and try to show you how I locate these fish from no idea of what's going on to try to figure out what's actually happening. So come along with us today. We're going to look at some depth finder readings. We're going to talk about some of the ways that we are evaluating the water and eliminating some of the water. This ought to be interesting. Join me today here on Whiskey Pig Fishing. Yeah, guys, this is what we're looking at right here. Is we on the side of a flat, just to the left right here is the channel. And if you see these little arcs, this is probably white perch or shad, but we seeing these arcs. I got the chart speed cut up pretty high and we're going kind of slow, so it's going to elongate that arc, make it longer than it really is. But if you'll look, you'll see the fish right here on the side screen, on the side scan, and this is just what we're hunting after. I think these are fish actually laying on the bottom, and these are some that are moving around right here. If we go over just a little bit right here, it's 20 feet deep. My right side planers are actually pulling out in that depth of water. But you can see there's plenty of bait. You can see the fish around right here. So it's at least some activity right here. All right, we gave that place a shot there. We pulled up through a bunch of fish right there. We got no bite. So either they not catfish or they inactive. So we're gonna try something different now. We're going to probably go drag either right on the outside where a channel swings right up against the bank, or we'll go fish the mouth of some of these coves. All right, if you watch this rod tip right here, you'll see it start to bounce. You can see the planer board going back. This is the signs that you're getting a bite. When the fish aren't really aggressive, they will not hit it as hard and pull it as much, so you have to pay a little bit more attention. Here we go, guys. Looks like we're getting a little hit right there. Let's see if we hooked up right here. Kind of looking like it. Oh yeah, got us a fishy on. Got one on. See what we got. I just reeled him in like he was a stick or something till I get him up here to the boat. All of a sudden he done grown some shoulders on us. Come on, man. Show out. Go ahead. We'll let you. Let's see how that dude's hooked. Looks pretty good. Let's see if we can flip him up in here. Whoa. Not a bad fish, man. Bit it good. I done hit a piece of white perch. That's a nice channel there. Looks good and clean. See if I can get your turn where we can see this. Yeah, you always want to make sure you check your fish when you catch them. You want to look at them and see if they got marks on them, or see if their belly's muddy, or just whatever information you can gain off that fish will help you out to try to help solve that puzzle. We can see a little bit of scratches on him. Yeah, that little place right there, a spawning mark. He got a few of those scratches on his tail. Good and clean. I see a couple little bites right here. It's about done healed up. These guys has come off the spawn. Not a bad looking fish. We'll take that one to get us started. Thank you, sir. And we truly appreciate your business. All right, guys, now we're dragging out on the main part of the lake out there. We're going down the edge where the channel's gonna swing up. We're just gonna drag this flat coming up to it. And this is what we're seeing. I wouldn't say those are catfish. I'll probably say they possibly stripers, but more than likely white bass or something in that category. I don't think they perch either. But we're just gonna work down the side of this channel right here, and eventually we're gonna go across it about probably 45 minutes into it. But you can see it's a lot of bait here and a lot of fish. And right at this time of the year, these fish are eating mussels, and they're also eating white perch. Here we go, dudes. Hook up, my friend. Hooked up. We just got hit on that outside rod over there just a second ago. See what we got. Yeah, that fish hit. We in 16 feet of water, and we're still marking those same marks that we were a little bit earlier here. This one's on a white perch head, and I'm about 90% sure that outside rod head out there a while ago was a brim head. Yeah, it's a pretty nice looking little fish right there. Let's grab the net. Come on up in here, big dog. Ah, man, that's a nice channel cat there. Yeah, that guy there probably breaks 10 pounds. Nice fish. There we go. That's a pretty fish, man. I don't think he weighs 10, but he's probably 7, 8 class. Not a bad fish. We still pulling across here about 16 feet. We still seeing those same marks we were seeing a while ago. We got 2 bites off of this point right here behind us. So we're gonna come on down through here, and then we're gonna cut straight across. And if we don't find anything, we'll come back and fish that spot right there. You just got to continue to work. If what you're doing is not working, then try something different. I'm doing all kinds of things with the tackle, and I'll show you some of that here in just a minute. We're gonna shoot my friend back in here. We thank you, sir. Oh, here we go, guys. We're getting hit right here now. Oh yeah, we got him hooked up. We didn't even get that rod out. It's still sitting right there. Once you start to figure out what's going on, then it becomes a little easier. Still 16, 17 feet deep. He's got our board flying. We finally get a hold of it. We're gonna pop this guy loose and pull it off. This guy's pulling pretty good, man. Pulling pretty good. All right. Hooked in here. Caught some perch right there. Got us some bait. And got us some fish on here. Yeah, he's putting a little pull on us. It's another nice channel cat, man. 10 pounds in this lake is a good sized channel cat. Let's scoop this dude up. Need another turn of the handle. Man, he's barely hooked up. Gonna have to turn the handle some more here to get him pulled up here to us. See, can we get this guy? I mean, he's barely hooked on there. That's that whisker hook I was telling you about. And here we go. Another nice channel in the bag there. We'll take that guy. I can still see some little bites on him where he's healing up from the spawn. Still see a little place right there, but we can safely say the spawn's over here. Nice fish, man. Look at the belly on that dude. That dude's fat. They out here putting the feed on it. And there we go. We're gonna shoot him back in there. We thank you, sir. We appreciate it. All right, guys, we on the mouth of a cove right here. We marked some fish, and we're gonna give this thing a pull. We may actually pull on back up into this, just depending on how the fish and the bait are set up. That's a perch, I believe. Could be a catfish, man. He's pulling like a catfish. Ain't nothing like when you get your bites on the bait rod. Yeah, I believe this is a kitty cat right here. Good old 6-pound line. Good old rolling. Yeah, I got some little pieces of white perch on here for bait. And I do believe we got a cat right here. Not just a cat, it's a pretty nice channel right there. I'm gonna ease over here and grab the net. Yeah, we could boat flip that guy on a regular tackle, but this is 6-pound line. So I don't think boat flipping is a good idea. Look at that, man. He's got a perch with him. Wonder what he was eating. Look at that. We got bait and a fish. Don't get much better than that. Catfish and a perch. I ain't sure that I've ever had that happen. We're gonna put the perch in the bait box. Look at that guy. Beautiful. And there we go, guys. Got him, caught him, and released him. Kind of makes you wonder what he's eating, right? There we go, fellas. Looks like we're getting a hit on the screen float back here. Let's see what we got right there. Yeah, he looked like he was getting bit up. I don't know, though. Yeah, I believe we got a fish on this guy. Let's see. I know what it costs to check. And we hooked up right there. I know what it costs to check it out. Nothing. Nothing but a little bit of time. Yes, big schools of white perch right there, and these fish are definitely feeding on these perch. All right, let's pop a float off. He's doing the herky-jerky, so we know he's a kitty cat. There he is. I can get a look at him. That dude's whisker hooked too. We're gonna put the net on him so we can get a look at him here. They ain't biting too swell. Let's see, can we get you a little look at that fish there. He ain't hooked up too good at all. And that is what whisker hook looks like right there. Y'all see that big hole it tore? That hook would just fall right out there. I always try to look, see can I see the hook penetrated through the side of his mouth down here or at the bottom. And if you can see it penetrated through him, you can pick him up in there. But if he just barely got it, you will lose him. We're gonna chunk him back. We thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Yeah, there's a school of perch on that little hump back there, and we're gonna pull on out of here and maybe go back up in there again, just depending on what happens between here and the mouth of it. All right, guys, I'm fishing a little different rig right here. I'm gonna get you turned down here. I'll show you what I'm doing with this thing. We're fishing, I think this is a 6 or a 7/0. This is 65-pound braid. Mono will work just fine. And I'll show you how I'm doing this. I just take and we leave us a tag in sticking out about probably 2 feet. Doesn't really matter because we're going to adjust that a little later. We're going to take and stick our line through our eye, pull the hook through the loop that it makes, and pull it down. And with this braid, if you're not, some hooks have welded eyes. If not, you want to make sure that you don't leave your braid inside that little snap, that little cut right there. It'll break it. And I just take this and tie an overhand knot in it. And I want to pull this knot down fairly close. We got about probably a 1/2 inch sticking out right there. Then we're going to go down to the tag end that's sticking out below this, and we're going to take this thing get us a pretty good sized chunk loop right here. And I just tie a double overhand knot in it. I put it through there one time, put it through there again, pull this down. This is just to hold your weight. Now above this, about 1.5 feet, I'm taking, this is just a weighted peg float I picked up out of the water the other day. You can use anything you want to, but you are gonna need one that clips. And just clipping this on. And this is what we have so far. This is just a drag weight. It's just something I had laying back here when I picked this stuff up. So I'm gonna keep on using it. You're gonna take your loop, put it through the eye, pull it through, put your lead through it, pull it back down tight. And I'm fishing a piece of head on this. And I'm just gonna hook this head up through. It's kind of tore up right there a little bit. I'm just gonna hook him through like this. We're just gonna take this and throw it out behind the boat, just a little ways. You don't have to fish this way back here behind you, but just a little ways. We're gonna throw it back there, probably 50 feet. And I'm just gonna let it go till it hits the bottom, engage it, put it in the rod holder. What this is doing is it's actually lifting that bait up. That float's keeping it lifted up off of there, and you dragging with your bait up above the bottom. That weight that I'm fishing has BBs inside of it, so it rattles, so I don't put a rattle on that. But that's something I'm trying, and we've been catching a few fish on that thing so far, so I just thought I'd share it with you. Here we go, guys. Thought we hooking it up. Keep the line tight. Let's see what we're gonna get right here. I know one thing we're getting is some wind. We're getting enough wind to keep blowing us up in these piers and stuff. If we don't get this guy back here and some, it's gonna be up under that dock right there. We're really gonna have a mess. A lot going on in one little time right here. Alright, let's see if we still got a catfish. Yeah, if you let that board run up under that dock like that, you're done. I mean, you got some serious problems going on. And the wind's biting and caught our boat and it's got us blowing around here backwards. Let's see how this guy's hooked. He's hooked out through the bottom of the mouth. So we're gonna grab this dude, flip him up in here. Y'all see how this one's hooked out? Hook coming out the bottom of his mouth right there. It's got him. Pretty little counter kitty. Little one, but a nice one. All of them that bite, they nice. Ain't what we looking for, but I ain't gonna get mad about it. I'm fishing about a 3-foot leader right here. And this one right here is the one that's getting the bites. I got another one over there that I got this demon dragging down about right there. And it's not getting anywhere near the bites. Get the boat turned here. Let me show you how I'm doing that. I got this demon dragon ran up on here and it's looped through right here. So if you want to move this thing, you just push the line whichever way you want to move it. Pull it to where you want it to go and then pull your line back tight. And we're gonna hunt this other one down. We're gonna move it to look a whole lot more like this one. I'm just gonna hook this piece of bait back up on here and we're gonna send him back out there and see can he do that again. Yeah guys, let me let you in on this trip. We got like a 3 or 4 mile an hour wind. And you see our boats then got turned sideways. See how our rods are out like this? One of the things I've learned, I would usually just throw a drift sock out, but I'm gonna actually go back up against this wind right here. We're just gonna check the mouth of this place. One of the things I've learned is if you stand in the back, it'll pull the back of your boat around. But if we walk up here to the front, watch what's gonna happen to the boat. We're just gonna stand right here in the front. It don't take it long neither. So if you're ever drifting like this and you don't want to have to throw that drift sock out, we got the speeds about right, but the boat's not doing like we want it to. So I'll walk up here to the front of the boat, and the boat, what happens is the wind catches up against me. When I'm standing in the back, it pulls that back around. When I stand in the front, it pulls that front around. It'll let you direct your boat a little bit by where you're standing. Yeah, and it's just a good thing. If you don't have to get that drift sock out, I mean, it's not a big deal. We going exactly the speed we want to go right now, or I would get that thing out. But we're about to make a loop right here and turn around and go back up in there, and you can direct your boat by where you're standing in it. Well, we got a hit right here. It's kind of looking like it. Yeah, I believe we hooked up. Let's see. That will be a fish. That will be a fish. Come on up in here, old man. See what you got. Throw that down. Tighten our line back up. Now we hooked up with him. Yeah, these fish seem like they in the front and the back of these things. We caught a couple in the middle a while ago. It just looks like these fish are just scattered out. They following these white perch is what's going on. See how that guy's hooked. Oh, he's hooked really good. We'll be able to put the boat slip on him. Come on up here, my friend. Well, go on, do your spinning. Throw your bait off. There you go. And there we go. See, he's hooked good. Nice, clean channel cat. I want to see, can you see this little thing right here? Y'all look at this little thing right here. See, it's moving. I don't know what that is. If you got any idea what that little thing is right there, you see it's climbing? It's moving right now. It's going down towards the bottom. I pulled the slime off of him right there, and it's having a hard time. I don't see another place like that on him. That's some kind of little bug or something. It's moving around, whatever it is. I ain't got a clue what that is. So if you know, shoot me a comment. We thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Catfish, flea, or whatever it might be. Leave me a comment and tell me what that is. I'm trying to learn about it just like you are. Guys, y'all see we still pulling through that same kind of stuff. There was a little bit more fish, but I believe it's actually bait holding down on the bottom. But look at the speed that we're pulling. These bites I've got so far today has been up around 8. When the water temperature is high, don't be scared to go. I've been catching some of these fish out here trolling for bait, and I've been catching catfish on crankbaits of all things. But don't be afraid to try some different stuff. Try a little faster, try a little slower. I don't even have a drift sock thrown out. We got an easy 10-mile-an-hour wind right here. You can see the boat's kind of moving around, and it's got us blowing all over the place. Well, guys, I'd like to thank you for joining me here on Whiskey Pig Fishing today. Wind got up, starting to rain a little bit. We might have to shoot the gap on this thing. I hope that we learned a little bit today about how to search for fish. We fished some channel edges this morning, caught a few, fished up in some pockets, and caught a few doing that. All in all, wasn't a really bad day. I'd like to thank you again for joining me here on Whiskey Pig Fishing. Check us out on Instagram and on Facebook at Whiskey Pig Fishing. As always, you guys have a great day. God bless.